The world of roguelikes is vast and varying, and it is my job to review it. Hello everyone, I'm the Roguelike Reviewer, and today we will be reviewing Slime Keep, a brand new twin-stick shooter roguelike where you must defeat or capture slimes so you can become stronger, with the end goal of defeating the corrupt Slime King. As of late, I've been obsessed with this game, and I think it is highly underrated and deserves a lot more attention than it currently has. So much so that I actually decided to push back what review I was working on, which was Slay the Spire, as then I would have a review for each game on my banner. But that can wait till next time. Unless I happen to get distracted again. Anyway, how did it capture my attention and admiration? With its mysteriousness, its simpleness, the slime pet? Well, let's dive in and find out. Starting out like always with gameplay. In Slime Keep, you take control of Carlos in his quest to free the world from the Slime King's tyranny. Armed with a pistol, slime capture gun, and slime friend, you must go out and defeat slimes to become stronger. But you better spend your time wisely, as you only have 16 days to prep for the Slime King. While it can sound daunting at first, this is easily more than enough time to get a powerful build going. Or just say screw it and charge that guy day one. Up to you. However you wish to go about it, you will still have to contend with some of the normal enemy slimes. And how you do so is very unique. You can either just kill them for money, or you can actually capture them and gain specific currency based on their slime type. You do have to be careful, as taking too long will allow the enemy slimes to grow in size and become stronger. Except for the ghost slime for whatever reason. Each have 3 sizes, each size giving more rewards for killing or capturing them, incentivizing letting these slimes cook for the best reward at the risk of more threatening foes. It seems like an odd mechanic at first, but I think it works really well, and gives it a unique feel from games like Isaac or Enter the Gungeon, allowing you to make the decision to take advantage of your weaker foes to get through rooms safer, or risking harder encounters for a greater reward. Stronger slime types will also appear later in your runs, increasing the risk for allowing them to grow, but also having better rewards to compensate this. Clearing days will also allow you to fight a unique but totally optional boss every 3 days, rewarding you with things like money, items, or weapons. Speaking of weapons, much like in Gungeon, any weapon that is not your starting one will have limited ammo, meaning you do need to be mindful about how much ammo you have. Fret not, however, you can replenish it, or just give it to your slime friend, so he can join you in the fun of gunning down all who oppose you. Don't be like me. I did not know this was a thing, because I am an idiot and just didn't read the tutorial. I legit beat the Slime King day 1 and hitless without using this mechanic, and feel like such a moron. Remember kids, read the tutorials, even if they can be boring. Anywho, your slime pet is more than just a friendly gun-wielding face. That special currency from capturing slimes can be spent to empower him. You can do all kinds of stuff based on what upgrades pop up, such as teleport when attacking, healing you, or distracting ranged enemies. Or my favorite one, launching a nuclear missile at your enemies. You go, little dude. This currency can also be used to enhance a super rush, which is a chargeable bar under your health, which will give you and your pet buffs. You gain charge for this by capturing slimes, and by God, do you want to charge it. At base, it's just a 50% damage boost, but when you start improving it, oh boy. You'll start spewing bullets all over, with triple damage, infinite dashes, and an increased fire rate, essentially becoming the Doom guy. Which reminds me, I am so glad that this game includes a dash. Just like with Gungeon's roll, it gives you the option to have a speedy dodge in a direction with invincibility frames. If you watched my Isaac video, you'll know one of the biggest things I wish it had was the dodge roll, so this is a big plus for me. I do have to warn you though, while I do think this game is extremely fun, I have run into a couple bugs. To the developers' credit, many of these bugs are actually being addressed actively, and this game does receive regular updates based on player feedback, which will always be awesome in my eyes. The most game-breaking stuff I have seen are that sometimes slimes can jump out of the map or enter this strange state between life and death, preventing you from progressing. Or the king just starting to use multiple attacks at once, making his attacks near impossible to avoid. He typically starts doing this after his crown attack, I've noticed. By the time this video comes out, these will probably already be fixed, in all honesty, or at very least less common. As a matter of fact, I actually reported the king slime bug myself, and know the dev is actively working on a fix for it. My biggest gripe with the game, in all honesty, is just the lack of controller support. I felt so out of my zone at first, as I almost exclusively play roguelikes with a controller. Overall though, it's a pretty easy game to get the hang of, and has some interesting mechanics that make it fresh. It also has this really fun survival wave mode, which is very addicting, which scratches that Call of Duty Zombies itch I often find myself having. Believe it or not, this was the original concept for the game, back when it was a part of a game jam, which explains why we have this interesting growth mechanic. Luckily for us rogues though, the developer decided to turn it into a roguelike, due to some feedback he received while improving the game after said jam. Moving on from the gameplay, how about the story? What happened in Slimetopia, causing all this chaos in the first place? Well, at first, slimes just started appearing, and were actually very peaceful with humans at first, and with the help of the Slime King, both species thrived. Until one day, all the slimes just begun turning evil, and attacking people. Even the once kind Slime King turned into a ruthless tyrant. At first, many tried to reason with the Slime King, but were killed as a result, leading humans to rise up to overthrow or kill the Slime King, and end his tyranny once and for all, including your character Carlos, to bring back Slimetopia to its former glory. It's pretty simple, but effective enough, and there does seem to be more going on with the corruption. I will have to leave that all for you to discover, however, as I haven't even uncovered it for myself just yet. I may or may not have been spending a lot of time running straight at the Slime King for an achievement, which made me honestly appreciate how well designed the Slime King fight is, and he is very fun to learn. Anyway, what do I recommend to keep an eye out for on your quest to destroy the Slime King? Well, as for items, I do recommend the pistol powder and T1 sauce, as they are some personal favorites of mine. The powder will give all pistols a 50% damage increase, which many of the pistols are solid guns already, making this a great find. As for the T1 sauce, it also grants a damage buff to all of your tier 1 weapons, at the cost of reducing your tier 2 weapons damage. Tier 1 guns are much more reliable to find, and even though they tend to be more on the basic side, their consistency is a lot more appealing to me. And both of these have one key thing in common: buffing your starter pistol. I have become so familiar with how this weapon functions that, to me at least, I feel like I play better with it. And the infinite ammo means no need to use your money on ammo, allowing you to spend that cash on becoming stronger instead. Other than the starter gun, I like the F gun and super pistol, as they are super good and reliable as well. The F gun is literally just dual starter pistols, and the super pistol is the starter pistol with stronger stats. If you can't tell, I do really love the starter pistol. However, if you are looking to actually change how your weapon works, unlike me, I do find that the roboter and sniper rifle are very enjoyable as well. The robots will slowly march at your foes to blow them up, and are especially dangerous at upgrades that allow you to shoot more bullets at once. And the sniper rifle is an extremely powerful gun, but only has one piercing shot per clip, forcing you to reload very frequently. There's actually a very solid amount of weapons, astonishingly, and while it's definitely a smaller game than those like it, Slime Keep is still very enjoyable. And while it isn't as flashy as other games, which can hinder some excitement, I do feel as though its simplicity goes really well with the style of the game. It has this very retro feel going for it, and while that's not the most unique thing anymore, I would be lying if I said I didn't enjoy it. And the music is very catchy, and it flows really well into the other tracks, as it seems they tend to follow the Balatro music effect, where the overall tracks seem to essentially be the same, except for what instruments are used in each room, allowing them to flow flawlessly into each other. Major props to the Slime King theme too. I love this track, and it really brings me back to how I felt fighting a boss on my Game Boy. The main thing holding back the art style, in my opinion, is it being one solid color, as at times it can feel hard to tell what you're looking at, especially if you decide to change the color. But I do understand why it is this one shade. is to make everything feel like it's made of slime. It's just not my cup of tea. The color changing is also a boon and a curse. I've personally been enjoying using the color schemes of a light blue or gray, but if you hate yourself or think you need a little bit more encouragement to succeed, you can just turn the game into a hellishly bright neon pink or this hellish red, really making you want to go fast for your eyes' sake. I may or may not have done this a time or two, and it definitely had an effect on my performance if I say so myself. But I'll leave that up to you to decide whether it's good or bad. While this game is very niche, so information can be pretty hard to find, the Discord does seem to be pretty active, and so is the dev. So if you do need help or tips, I'm sure you can find it. It can feel a little expensive at $15, but overall I do think I got my money's worth, as there is a good amount of content here, and do hope the game gets more content in the future. I personally think a DLC would be a lot of fun. Bin Bonk, if you're watching this, I'll even throw you an idea on the house. Alright, so listen, basically Carlos, right, he regrets something in his past, so then he'll have to travel to this, like, slime gym, so he can kill this past. And we'll call it something, we'll call it something like Enter the Slime Gym. Yeah, that sounds great. It's genius. It's perfect, even. Trust me, Ben Bonk. I know it'll do numbers. And regardless of whether this actually happens or not, I'm sure as hell going to continue to 100% this game. And as such, I give Slime Keep a 7 out of 10. I do encourage fans of Gungeon to at least give this game a chance, as it feels very similar in the best possible ways. Thank you all for watching. I do hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have any recommendations, please let me know in the comments. And while you're down there, if you could like the video and subscribe, I would really appreciate it. And with that, I will see you fellow rogues in the next review. See ya.